Hey guys, back with another SuperCoach video. It was a bit of carnage this week for the side, but didn't get hit too badly. It was just a pretty average week, maybe slightly below average. Scored 2,132 and moved down just under 600 spots and sitting just outside the top 8,000. And I won in the two main leagues, so that was good. So let's move on to the team. So in defence, Jake Lloyd, just the 83. First score under a ton this season, which is disappointing. And he'll be a good pickup for a lot of people in the next couple of weeks. I didn't watch the game, but Fan Footy said he did play a bit of a lockdown role on McDonald, Tip and Woody. So that probably explains the lower score than usual, but yeah, hopefully against North coming up he can get more of the cheap touches that has allowed him to score so well. Zach Williams, a down game this week, a bit disappointing. Copped a knock to the head. I don't remember second or third quarter, one of those two. That might have affected him a little bit. He had a great first half, but unfortunately went a little quiet in the second half. But then again, GWS were just awful, so hopefully he can bounce back. Jack Crisp, poor first three quarters, but he was huge in the fourth, made a great recovery. To be honest, I feel like he deserved at least a 95. I feel like Champion Data have underscored him a little bit. I know there's a limit, you gotta give 3,300 max, but I feel like Crisp did deserve more than what he got, especially for his contributions to the goals Collingwood scored to end the game. I think he was involved in at least 3 of Collingwood's last 5 goals, and I don't believe he got the points he deserved, but still, it's a great recovery after being under 50 at three-quarter time. Darcy Moore, not great, but we can't be expecting too much from him. His break-even's a little up there now, so I'll talk about him later during trades. Marty Hoare, he was on track for an average rookie score, especially by his standards, but he really stepped it up in the fourth, kicked the clutch goal to tie the game, and finished on 89, so he's going to make some good cash again for the next couple of weeks, hopefully. Xavier Dersma will take that. Made a little more cash this week. I think it was only around 10k. I think his break-even is going to be a bit higher now. Without that 84, I believe it was, in the rolling little 2-game average. But hopefully with the Gold Coast coming up, he can get a decent score and make some good coin for another couple of weeks. And on the bench, Callum Wilkie, solid, only just beat his break-even. In hindsight, I definitely should have kept Jordan Clark over him. But what can you do? I've made a lot of wrong decisions throughout this season, and that's just another one. And Noah Answorth, only the 49. Hopefully he can get a better score against Adelaide, because we're going to need some really good cash generators with the lack of rookies showing up. In the midfield, Lachie Neale, solid. He had a great first quarter, but went a little quiet after that. It's a solid score, but just not good enough to take as vice-captain. Paddy Cripps, quiet first half. I believe he was tagged by Rupert Wills, but then they took off the tag and he took over the game. Huge second half and ends on a 120. Great stuff. Nat Fyfe as captain, really good. I think he got 3 goals as well, but he is potentially going to get suspended for the elbow on Tom Lynch, I believe it was. Hopefully they just give him the fine, but we might have to play one of Setterfield or Will Hayes if... Matt Crouch, 19 touches, and then he got ruled out of the game with a corked hip. They say he should be alright going into a match against Brisbane, but gee, it's disappointing. You think heading into the week that this will be the week where everything goes right, at the very least, everything goes well, and we won't experience too much carnage, and then we get an injury. But what can you do? That's just how the season's been for me. Stephen Cornelio, another down game from him. Maybe the finger injury is still affecting him a little bit. He didn't lay a tackle, got a lot of uncontested ball. I just feel like he just needs to get past that finger injury to hit some good form. Sam Walsh, just the 70, missed his break even by quite a bit, went down 13k, so that's disappointing. Willem Drew, pretty disappointing considering he was going really well at quarter time. I think he got more points in the first quarter than he did for the rest of the game, so very disappointing. Went down in price, but with Gold Coast coming up, hopefully he'll be in for a big score. I changed my trades up because Geelong didn't name Charlie Constable, and of course he ends up being a late in and he scores 92. So thanks Chris Scott for being a massive troll. Sydney Stack, another solid game. Will Setterfield, that's good to see. Hopefully he can make up for lost time and make us some good cash. Will Hayes, he was okay, but obviously you'd like a little more. And of course Bailey Scott didn't play. In the rucks, Brody Grundy, unbelievable stuff, just keeps on going. And Max Gawn, he had a tough game going up against Jared Witts, but he got some clutch points in the fourth quarter and got over the ton, so it's good. And in the forward line, Tim Kelly, how about that? Unbelievable. 36 disposals, 11 clearances, a couple goals. He's just unreal. Nothing more to say really. Paddy Dangerfield, don't think he's still at his best. He was a game time decision and he ended up playing, still got a bunch of strapping around the knee. So hopefully with a little more rest he can get back to his best soon enough. Michael Walters, a great first half. He got the 27 touches. His efficiency was a bit down and that probably restricted him from the ton, but hopefully he can continue to get a lot of the ball, just clean up the efficiency a little bit. Isaac Heaney, another disappointing score. A newspaper article came out earlier saying how he was still really bothered by his ankle. He was barely training and all that stuff. So to go along with the buddy problem, spending too much time forward because he's not there, it's just really concerning knowing that he's not 100% going into every game. He's been playing through it, so hopefully he can hit some sort of good form, but I don't know. It's just a bit worrying knowing that he is definitely not 100% right now. Rowan Marshall, he was solid. Would have liked a little more considering he was going up against Nathan Vardy, but you can't really complain about 92. Liam Baker, another solid score. And on the bench, Noah Bolter. Patience pays off. He's had a couple of solid weeks and now he's come out with his best score of the season. I feel like Toby Nankervis being ruled out during the game helped a little bit, but he was doing a little bit of everything, Bolter. So hopefully he can keep up this form because he's going well and we need the cash generation. It's about time. And Dylan Moore, traded him in instead of Haitley because he of course wasn't named, and Moore was a bit disappointing with a sub 50 score. He did get some solid stats, 14 touches, 10 marks, but most of that was during junk time, so I guess I can understand why it was a sub 50 score. That will do it for the team. We'll move straight into trades. So what I was thinking this week, of course it depends on team selections, because if someone like Josh Rotham or even Haitley, if one of those guys get named, they'll be traded in. I'll probably go Wilkie to Rotham or something like that. And then the one upgrade I'll definitely be doing is Sam Walsh going out. I know for some it'll be a bit early, but he's going to be leaking cash at this point. I said this last week with Jordan Clark, and of course he comes out with an 81, so I don't know. All the decisions I make seem to be going wrong, but I'm going Walsh out and Darcy Moore out for... I've talked about Jack Macrae, and he's probably bottomed out, but I've changed it up a little bit. So Hearn will come in for Darcy Moore, leaves me with 602k, and the guy coming in instead of Macrae will be Josh Kelly. It's a bit of a risk. He's a pod right now, could end up being an anti-pod of sorts if he ends up being ruled out of certain games, but he's got a really good fixture coming up. He's come off the 154, so if I don't trade him in now, then it would be tough to trade him in the coming weeks. And Macrae's got the first bye. The Dogs have the bye in the first week of the 3 bye rounds, so I can trade him in straight after that, come round 13. That would be great timing. So I just feel like Josh Kelly would be a great option. Only 3.6% have him right now. I feel like that will jump up a little bit after the game he just had, but this leaves me with 8k, so not much in the bank. Definitely need some rookies to pop up. For vice captain and captain, actually I'll change up my emergencies. I'm planning to use Jordan Sweet as the loop this week, so yeah, we'll probably do that. I'm planning on Gorn Vice. We'll go max Gorn Vice. And for captain, I'm really thinking the new recruit. We'll put on Josh Kelly for now. So this is how the team will look going into round 9. Of course, like I said before, it'll depend on team selections. If Rotham gets named or something like that, like I said, I'll go Wilkie out to him. But this is how the team will look for now. Can't believe I talked up Shannon Hearn in the preseason, and then I didn't pick him. My gut feel was right. I didn't go with it. That's my fault. And of course he's gone on to average 111 up until this point. That's on me. I feel like the overall situation for the team is okay. Besides the 16 trades left, that's a bit worrying. But the on-field rookies at the moment, Hoare, Dersma, Drew Stack, Baker, they're all good. All over 300k, so that's good. We got Wilkie on the bench, who's over 300k. Setterfield and Bolter should hopefully make some good cash in the next couple of weeks. Just need to see a big score out of one of the other rookies, and then the situation will look a whole lot better. So hopefully we see a surprise game out of one of those rookies. And another thing would be who comes in, which rookies come in, because there aren't many downgrade options at the moment, and the ones that are there aren't that good. Hopefully we see someone pop up and score well. So we'll move on to leagues before ending off the video. So in my own league, I beat Tarkin, so I've moved up to second spot at 5-1. So that's good to see. Tim Kelly as a unique in both leagues really helped, that's for sure. And in Shorty's league, I got quite lucky with the matchups. I beat Lachlan, who I think was the lowest scorer in the league this week, so luck was on my side. He had Oliver, who was huge with the 175, but thank goodness Tim Kelly being a unique almost cancelled that out really. And Parker and Atkins being uniques didn't help his cause either, and that helped me a lot. But I'm up to 4th now at 4-2. Hopefully we can continue to string some wins together and get that top 8 spot, because every win's huge in this league because everyone's so good. So that will do it for this video. Hopefully you guys had a good week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.